Lifestyles. What's up? King the Barber here, back with another video, back with another haircut tutorial. So today's tutorial is going to be on my fade technique that I love to use. I actually done this fade technique on my last video, and I'm going to show you guys again on my steps on how I do my fade. Also, we're going to line up the beard as well. So before we get into the video, you already know what to do, guys. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Also, give the video a thumbs up if you like the content, and follow me on my Instagram page at Kingmelifestyles. So without further ado, let's just roll that intro.
Beats by King.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. So let's start this tutorial. So we're gonna do this 360 spin. So before I like to start my haircuts, I like to comb through the hair. We're gonna use a number 2 metal to go over the top. Now the metal guard is more like a 1.5 plastic closed if you use a lever clipper. But I like using the metal 2 because with the metal 2, it mows down the hair pretty fast and you can do it in less strokes. Now I have my JR trimmers and I'm going to start my bald line. This is going to be my first guideline. Normally I would like to use my outliner blade on my Oster Octanes, but today I'm going to show you guys something different. So now I have my Fabulous shaver and I am going underneath that guideline that I just created with my JR trimmers, and I am just shaving the rest of that hair off to give it more of a skin tight fade. And notice that I try not to go all the way up to that guideline because I don't want to create a too harsh of a line. Now I have my JRL trimmers again, and what I'm doing is I'm going to flick out that bald line from my trimmer line. Thought I recorded it, but I guess I didn't. So this is my next guideline that I'm creating with my Andis Masters, and I have the lever all the way up. And now I have my wall seniors with the fat blade, and with my fade technique I like to not use guards. So what I'm doing is I have the lever all the way open with the fat blade. That's a modification that I did. And so now what we're doing now, we're just going to clip over comb that line between the top and the sides. It's going to mash that together. So I'm actually using a comb like it's a guard. And keep in mind, with this technique, I can blend the sides to any size top, whether if it's really long or really short, doesn't matter. This technique works for any style that's going to be on the top of the head. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to start blending out that line. What I do is I close my lever to blend out that line that's between the one and that fat blade. And also you got to make sure that you use your corners of your blade. You don't want to create another guideline. And also keep in mind that as I get lower on this part of the hair, I'm also closing up my lever. So the goal will be to close the lever all the way until I get to that bottom line. And now that line is starting to come out. And now I have the Andis Masters again. So what I'm doing is I'm basically starting to attack that bottom line. And also keep in mind, I'm going to also close my lever as I get lower on the fade as well. So I'm basically doing the same thing when I had the seniors with the fat blade on it. I'm just closing it up as I go. And as you can see, the fade is starting to come in. And also keep in mind that you also want to stretch that skin out as well. And the reason why I stretch the skin is to give me a little bit longer room. And also to make sure that the blade is also cutting. Sometimes you have clients with like certain dips in their head and you think that you're cutting the hair, but you're not. So you want to stretch that skin out so you can get those little tight areas that's hard to get, especially in the back of the head. You gotta also keep in mind, in the back of the head is where the density of the hair is a lot thicker. So you have to work at that a little bit more than you do on the sides of the head. Okay, so now we are starting the beard, to blend the beard into the fade. And what I like to do is I like to use the hairspray you guys just saw. And now I am using my blow dryer to dry up the hair. And what we're gonna do now, while the hairspray is drying, I'm just attacking the mustache, just bringing it down. I have the lever closed, which is on the fat blade, it's gonna be a little bit shorter than the one. Now we have the trimmers. I'm just lining up the mustache part of the beard. Okay, so now that the hairspray has dried, now we are going to start the lineup. I like to start off on the corners on both sides. And then once I start on the corners, then I'll start doing the top of the lineup, but not directly in the middle. Some barbers like to start right in the middle, which is good. But for me, I find it easier if you start off from the corners and then you connect it to the middle part of the head. Because you can kind of see, because sometimes you'll line up your client and one side will be higher than the other side. So when you line them up using the sides first and then connect the middle part, you can really see that lineup. You should try it sometime. For me, it works very well. And I've been using this technique for a very long time. Now we're going to work on the neck, and we're just going to bring up the line a little bit and get that real sharp line. Now, if you notice, I don't like to start on the top of the beard. I always work my way from the bottom to the top, get everything pretty sharp. And I like using the hairspray instead of gels because the gel sometimes can be very slippery and you'll push that line down too far. So I'm tightening up the lineup also with the razor. And then on the top of the head, I like to go down with the razor, and then also I move the line of the razor upwards as well on the lineup part. So now we're just lining up the mustache part. So here's a little cool technique that I learned with the pencil. You get a white pencil, and what I'm doing is I'm just kind of tracing the hairline just to kind of give it more pop, especially when you're taking pictures or you're doing videos for your haircuts. I think it's a good technique to use. And what I'm doing is I'm using my trimmers to kind of get rid of that line a little bit. And then I'm also going to go over it with the beard as well, stretching the skin, just to get rid of that line just a little bit. And there you have it, guys. A skin tight fade with a 2 on the top and also a beard lineup as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, guys, drop a comment if you like the video. Also, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more videos like that, leave a comment, let me know, and we'll do some more videos. And until then, I'll see you guys next time.